Remember the first time you watched Jurassic Park? The pounding footsteps of the T-Rex? The cunning raptors lurking in the shadows? It's cinema at its finest, right? Spielberg brilliantly made us believe nothing could possibly be scarier than those iconic movie monsters. Well, I hate to break it to you, but Earth itself has actually outdone Hollywood, crafting real-life scenarios so nightmarishly terrifying they'd send even the bravest fictional paleontologists sprinting in terror. Forget Isla Nublarth. Planet once made Jurassic Park look like a walk in the kiddie section of the zoo. Today, we're diving into Earth's darker past, prehistoric era that wasn't just dangerous, it was straight-up horrifying. Picture an environment so hostile, creatures so monstrous, that surviving a single day would seem nothing short of miraculous. But here's the kicker. All of this really happened. Welcome to the Permian period, around 299 million years ago, when Earth decided to crank up the terror dial to 11. Let's set the stage clearly, because to fully grasp the magnitude of horror we're talking about, you need context. About 299 million years ago, the Permian period kicked off right after the Carboniferous, famous for lush swamps and giant insects. But if you thought massive dragonflies were unsettling, well, hold on to your seats. The Permian was like nature's twisted sequel, a harsh, dry landscape that tested life to its limits. During this period, Earth's continents had coalesced into one gigantic supercontinent called Pangaea. Imagine this: vast landmass, massive deserts, stretching endlessly, brutally arid interiors roasting under relentless sun, while stormy coasts faced hurricanes that make today's tropical storms look gentle by comparison. It was like Earth's very own post-apocalyptic film set, except there were no cameras rolling, and the terrifying creatures hunting you down were all too real. Now, this might sound intense already, but the Permian wasn't just scary, it was outright brutal. Life had diversified significantly, giving rise to animals so bizarre and fierce they almost defy belief. Imagine an ecosystem where survival wasn't just about eating, it was about avoiding becoming dinner yourself. Every waking moment. Among the standout horrors of this time was a creature that Hollywood itself would hesitate to invent: Dimetrodon. Often mistaken for a dinosaur due to its popularity in movies and toy stores, this creature was actually a synapsida, distant cousin of mammals. Think about a Komodo dragon-sized predator with a massive, intimidating sail running down its spine. Huge jaws packed with razor-sharp teeth, capable of crushing bones effortlessly. Dimetrodon wasn't just another reptile, it was the alpha predator, an apex hunter prowling the Permian wastelands, striking terror in anything that crossed its path. But Dimetrodon was only the start. Beneath the waves lurked horrors just as spine-chilling. Enter Helicoprion, the legendary buzzsaw shark. Yes, you heard that right, a shark whose jaw wasn't lined with rows of conventional teeth, but spiraled into a circular, saw-bladed wheel of teeth protruding from its lower jaw. Scientists spent decades debating exactly how this bizarre creature hunted. And while we've finally figured out that this nightmare fish used its whirling saw jaw to slice and dice prey like a living blender, just imagining an encounter is enough to make your blood run cold. Now, let's return to the land and ramp up the dread factor. In the shadows lurked creatures like Gorgonopsid, apex predators resembling saber-toothed tigers but on steroids, with massive, elongated canine teeth, agile bodies, and terrifying speed. Gorgonopsids were perfect killing machines. Imagine this beast chasing you at full sprinter. Chances of escape would be practically zero. Even worse, they hunted in packs, intelligently coordinating attacks to take down prey many times their size. Yet amidst all this terror, life was thriving, evolving, and competing fiercely. The Permian ecosystem was like nature's most brutal gladiatorial arena. Every organism was finely tuned by millions of years of evolution to survive, dominate, or escape. But none could anticipate the nightmare brewing just beneath their feet, because while creatures roamed this perilous supercontinent, a hidden menace awaited one so devastating. It would trigger the greatest mass extinction event in Earth's entire history. This extinction wasn't merely significant, it was catastrophic, wiping out around 90% of all life on the planet. What exactly unleashed this unprecedented apocalypse? How did creatures evolved to survive such extreme environments vanish overnight? And how did this cataclysm pave the way for the rise of the dinosaurs? Hold on to your seats, because the Permian period's horrors were just the beginning of Earth's darkest chapter. A disaster so epic it dwarfs the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was brewing, ready to shatter the very foundations of life itself. As we've set the scene, Earth's Permian period was already nightmarishly terrifying, filled with monstrous predators like Dimetrodon, Helicoprion, and Gorgonopsids. But nature wasn't finished crafting its ultimate horror story just yet. Hidden deep beneath Earth's surface, catastrophic volcanic activity was brewing, ready to unleash a disaster so immense that it would alter the trajectory of life forever. Approximately 252 million years ago, Earth's crust fractured dramatically in what is now Siberia, creating massive volcanic fissures known today as the Siberian Traps. To call this event big is an understatement. Volcanic eruptions continuously spewing lava for nearly 1 million years, covering an area about the size of modern-day Western Europe. This relentless volcanic outpouring wasn't just visually spectacular, it was globally catastrophic. The Siberian eruptions released an unimaginable volume of greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide and methane in quantities, so massive they triggered a devastating cascade of climatic changes. Global temperatures skyrocketed rapidly, kicking off severe planet-wide climate instability. Oceans warmed and acidified, devastating marine ecosystems already teetering on the edge. Marine life, including trilobites, iconic creatures that had thrived for millions of years, faced near-total extinction. But what does this mean on the ground level? Imagine massive forests spontaneously combusting due to soaring temperatures, and lightning storms caused by volcanic ash clouds. The thick, toxic atmosphere choked animals and plants alike. Rain became acidic, destroying vegetation and poisoning freshwater sources. Food chains collapsed swiftly, forcing creatures to adapt rapidly or perish. Unfortunately, most were unable to withstand such brutal environmental shifts. The Permian extinction wasn't just a sudden event, it was a drawn-out nightmare, taking place over tens of thousands of years. In geological terms, that's swift. But for life forms enduring it, the agony was prolonged. Forests became graveyards of charred trees, rivers turned lifeless, and once thriving habitats became barren, wastelands. As terrestrial ecosystems collapsed, apex predators like Gorgonopsids found themselves without prey, spiraling toward extinction. Smaller, more adaptable animals had a slightly better chance, retreating underground or hiding in niches less affected by the changing conditions. But even survival was precarious, with famine and resource scarcity a constant threat in the oceans. The devastation was even more pronounced. Coral reefs vanished entirely, their vibrant ecosystems replaced by lifeless expanses. Species like Helicoprion and its bizarrely armed kin were eradicated as their prey vanished. Entire marine lineages that had persisted for hundreds of millions of years disappeared almost overnight, leaving the oceans eerily empty. But amidst this cataclysm, life displayed astonishing resilience. Some organisms, incredibly adaptable, clung to survival by sheer determination and evolutionary ingenuity. Synapsids, early ancestors of mammals, began evolving smaller bodies, conserving resources, and adopting nocturnal lifestyles to escape harsh daytime heat. These adaptations were crucial for their continued existence. Meanwhile, other life forms employed radical survival strategies. Amphibians sought refuge in dwindling freshwater habitats, while insects burrowed deeper into the soil. Plants that survived became hardier, their descendants evolving into the resilient species that populate Earth today. Still, the Permian extinction was merciless, wiping out approximately 90% of all species. It was Earth's deadliest mass extinction, far surpassing the more famous Cretaceous extinction that ended the reign of the dinosaurs. But why does this matter today? Because this mass extinction event, devastating as it was, opened evolutionary doors previously unimaginable. With the dominance of Permian creatures ended, ecological niches were left wide open. From these openings, new life emerged, eventually leading to the rise of dinosaurs, a lineage that would dominate Earth for millions of years. However, before dinosaurs could rise, Earth had to endure its harshest recovery, yet a slow, agonizing journey filled with uncertainty and repeated setbacks. What exactly happened during this brutal recovery? How did life claw its way back from near total annihilation? Stay tuned, because the final act of Earth's most terrifying era will reveal astonishing stories of survival, adaptation, and evolutionary triumph, setting the stage for the dramatic rise of creatures who would someday rule the planet. Now, let's return to our devastated Permian, Earth nearly barren, scarred, and struggling to recover from its worst ecological disaster. 90% of all species gone, our planet resembled an alien landscape, hostile and unforgiving. Yet, even amid this grim scenario, life stubbornly clung to existence, setting the stage for an incredible evolutionary comeback. This wasn't an overnight revival. In fact, recovery from the Permian extinction event was painstakingly slow. Millions of years. Imagine the planet in a constant state of flux, ecosystems attempting to stabilize, only to collapse again under persistent environmental pressures. But slowly, steadily, life began to find a foothold. Tiny creatures like Lystrosaurus, a dog-sized herbivore with beady eyes and stout limbs, merged as survival specialists. Lystrosaurus wasn't particularly fearsome, but what it lacked in terrifying presence, it more than made up for in sheer resilience. Amazingly adaptable, it spread across the recovering continents rapidly, becoming one of the Permian extinction's greatest comeback stories. Its dominance was brief, but critical, providing the ecological stability needed for other life forms to return. As ecosystems gradually recovered, more diverse creatures appeared. Archosaurs, early ancestors to crocodiles, and dinosaurs began to thrive. They weren't initially apex predators, but their adaptability allowed them to steadily rise through the ranks, evolving to occupy diverse ecological niches. Over millions of years, this lineage diversified spectacularly, laying the groundwork for the age of dinosaurs. But how did archosaurs eventually become dominant? Part of the answer lies in Earth recovery itself. It also revealed life's fragility, how quickly thriving ecosystems could collapse under extreme environmental pressures. Today, scientists continue studying this ancient extinction event, uncovering new evidence about how life responds to catastrophic changes. Each discovery deepens our understanding of Earth's complex evolutionary history, highlighting both life's resilience and its vulnerabilities. And perhaps that's the most crucial takeaway from Earth's terrifying Permian period. It serves as both a haunting reminder and an inspiring lesson. Life on Earth can endure unimaginable hardships, adapt against incredible odds, and even rebound spectacularly from near-total annihilation. Yet it also shows us how fragile ecosystems can be, emphasizing our responsibility to protect the delicate balance sustaining life today. So next time you watch Jurassic Park, remember this: Earth's real history was often far scarier and more extraordinary than anything Hollywood could invent. Our planet has repeatedly tested life's limits, and each test became a stepping stone, propelling evolution forward. If this journey through Earth's most terrifying era fascinated you, don't forget to like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Forgotten Earth for more astonishing stories hidden deep in our planet's past. Because here at Forgotten Earth, we know that the most incredible stories aren't scripted, they're written by Earth itself, in stone, blood, and survival.